It
Speak for
takes
yourself.
There we go. Hey, everybody. I apologize. We had a student call that we were not going to cut short. So we wanted to finish that up and then we came. So I apologize for that. But here we are. So, Laura, I'm going to let you start. This is your thing. And I will come back during raffle time.
Great. Okay, so I know a lot of you are excited about the private money, right? And so let me give you a little bit of a story about how I got into private money. And as many things I do about real estate, I honestly kind of stumble into it. I don't really plan ahead. I came from a time before coaching, before a lot of the information was out there. So back in the 90s, I was wholesaling. I was flipping contract, as we call it back then. I started wholesaling because before wholesaling was even a term. And in the process of flipping contracts, I had several buyers that were cash investors, right? They were buying as a rental, they were buying for fix and flips. And so I approached some of these cash buyers to actually work with me more on a partnership where they had the money and I would partner with them. I find the property, a supervisor rehab, and then we would sell the property, but they would put up the financing. So that's where I started the first touch on private money, right? This was around 97. And then in 2001, I went into more of a structure of what they call real estate syndication, where we started getting a lot more money involved, bringing in more partners, and started really doing all kinds of things from rehab construction to new constructions and so forth. So I have quite a bit of experience with this money partnership, as I call it. And then we also started we went into being hard money lenders, loaning out to our investors. And I can tell you that the if you are the type of investor who wants to get to a certain level and be very proactive, I don't want to say aggressive, but proactive, private money has to be part of the equation. So if you want to build a certain size of a portfolio of rental properties, if you want to get into rehabs, fix and flip, if you want to try to buy in bulk to either wholesale or rent, private money will have to be in your strategy. Um, Now, in the beginning, if you're new to real estate, you can get into using private money, but it will be more what I call institutional private money. What do I mean by that? Meaning that you can approach, these institutional private lenders slash hard money lenders that will loan you money for your project. So if you're doing a BRRRR method, buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. That's what BRRRR method stands for. Or you want to get into fix and flips, you're probably going to use some type of private money, hard money, and then get the property fixed up and either sell it or refinance it. Okay. So that's what a lot of beginner investors do. The key here, if you work with an institutional private lender, is to work with somebody that is asset based. Okay. They're not going to strictly qualify you on your credit or financial resources or the fact that you have a job. So that's very important to understand that. And if you pay attention to any real estate tycoon out there, anybody that has built an empire with real estate, they haven't done it on their W 2 job or their personal credit. They have done it on building more the authority or building out the trust or building up a following as a real estate investor where people would trust them to give them the money for whatever real estate project. So, how do you build that trust, right? How do you get to the point where you have that? Well, the way I did it, and I wasn't a grand plan here. I kind of stumbled into it, and then I was like, okay, after this happened. I started with wholesaling, and in the process of wholesaling, number one, I built my resume basically as a real estate investor, so that could show people proof that I could do this. I had this closing statement showing I bought the property for this much, and I flipped it for this much and I made this profit. Now just imagine if I could have had the money to actually fix this property instead of flipping the contract, and I would have made 2-3 times the profit, right? So that's how I positioned it. But I had done wholesaling, so that built my trust in people, trust me. Also, I built my confidence, right? Because now I knew what I was doing, you know. So, and the third thing is I use the resources I had at hand. So those were some of my private, of my buyers for my wholesale deals that were my lenders. So I knew they had the money, and I'll approach them and say, okay, let's do something more together instead of me just wholesaling the flip and the properties to you. And they were open to that because they had done deals with me. So that's how I stepped into. So when I decided in 2001 that I was going to take it to the next level, and I contacted title companies, I contacted real estate agents, and so forth. And I said, anybody that you guys know have the money, you don't have to tell me who they are, but maybe invite them to a meeting where I can explain to them how I can give them a good return on their investment. And it really kind of sold itself. I didn't have to really convince people to invest with me because I had a track record using a couple of other people's money, doing my own deals, and so forth. So it wasn't something I stumbled into overnight, but it's something that eased into it while making money in the process. Okay. So now I know everybody here should have got the PDF a couple of days ago. So I'm going to pull it up here to make sure we follow along. And there are 3 steps to raising private money. Now, I'm going to jump ahead here and assume that you already have established your authority, your brand, you built up your resume as a real estate investor. So the first thing you want to do is approach people either in your sphere of influence, either buyers from your wholesale deals or people that you know, because most people they want to know 3 things when they want to work with you as far as a money lender is: how is my money protected? Okay, what are you going to issue to protect my money? And what is the return on my investment? And the third thing is, what is your exit strategy? How am I going to get my money back? Okay, those are the 3 things they want to know. So once you know how to answer those things, then it's easy to actually recruit people, especially if you build some type of authority and you know what you're doing. So that's the first step. Okay. The second step is to be very transparent through the whole process. You need to have certain documentation in place. Then you need to make sure you know the do's and don'ts, because over the last 15, 20 years, especially after 2007, there has been a lot of things in the money industry, mortgage industry, that have triggered a lot of red flags. So the SEC, the Security Exchange Commission, they want you to do things a certain way. Okay, so like for example, a couple of things. There is the rule of 345. That means you have to have 3 points of contact with an investor within 45 days before they loan you any money, because they used to have scam artists going from town to town giving these seminars about raising giving them money. They would give them money, and all of a sudden they would go trips to Europe and buy yachts. They never invested in real estate, right? So you hear a lot of those stories back, especially 15, 20 years ago. So the SEC says rule 345. The other thing is, if you do intrastate dealings, so you use money from, let's say, Florida to invest in Florida, don't have to do a lot of the reporting that you would have to use if you use money from Florida to invest in Georgia, for example. Okay, so they encourage interstate dealings to make things easier for you, and so those are some of the rules you need to be aware of, in order to make things a little easier for you, and other things as well, as far as making things easy, so you're not get bogged down by the bureaucracy and all the laws and things like that. The third thing is a third step is really like protect yourself, have the right paperwork, have the right trail, and be part of the transparency also is with the private lenders. what I say sticks. Meaning, if I borrow a certain amount from a private lender for this project, I make sure that this is all the money I need. So if I feel like I need 200,000, I prefer borrowing 225, 250, and get a little extra funding. But I don't want to borrow 200,000 and go back for more money, if that makes sense. So you always want to try to get more, because my thing to them is like, I promise you I'm going to stick with a certain amount, and that's what I'm going to ask for, and I'm not going to play any funny games. Okay. So those are the three things that are really, really crucial and important for you to raise the money. Then in the PDF, I go into what I think I just explained a little bit about institutional private lenders and money partners. Institutional private lenders more like what you need in the beginning, like you have not any experience, you need people to give you the money. So, but eventually you want to migrate to more of a money partnerships where then they will loan you 100% of what you need. You don't have to come up with skin in the game, as you call it. It's really putting up 100% of the financing. It's very fast. You can make a call in the morning, you'll have the money by the afternoon. So that's what you want to move towards. But it takes a minute to build up to that, to get to that point. Okay, so yeah, and then our last page in the PDF, it goes into some of the advantages and reasons why private money is really the way to go. Okay, so I think I pretty much covered everything here, high overview, and I actually do have training as part of our program specific to private money. I would say I know, I do. I've been in real estate, guys, for over 30 years, and I've done anything from wholesaling to everything else. But I feel like my zone of genius is private money, because I really enjoy doing this part of the business and having this money grow for my own business and also for everybody else that I work with. So that, I mean, my background, I have an MBA in finance, and so money for me is very intriguing, as far as seeing where it can go and take you. Okay, so if you're interested in private money, it is actually part of the whole training. So it's not like we charge anything different. Once you get with us into the training, we train you as well. Now also we have a retreat coming up, and I'm sure Liz is going to talk more about in a minute. And the private money is going to be also presented, spoken at the retreat, and I'm going to have actually private lenders there on site to work with you and qualify you on the spot to work with you. Okay, so Liz, now it's your turn.
Yeah. So we have the upcoming retreat coming here in just a moment, and that is going to be a phenomenal experience. It's literally 1 month from today. It starts May 19th through the 21st. We did have 2 spots left because I just gave away 2 tickets today for the Elite Experience. But then when our event manager called to book the bus that we originally were going to do, they said they didn't have it for that weekend and they only have a bigger bus. So we were actually able we're able to add on, I think it was like 5 more spots. So I think we're at 7 spots now left for the Elite Experience. That includes the Mermaid Burlesque show, food for for the weekend, as far as lunches, the learning lunches. You get to sit down with the coaches. All of our coaches are coming. Our entire team is going to be there. And it's just going to be a really cool and great experience for everybody. And so we wanted to do that. I mean, we have yoga on the beach. I mean, it's a whole vibe. You open up the conference doors, your feet hit sand. So it's a phenomenal experience that I recommend for anyone to come. New, not new, student, not student, you want to show up. Now, as a student, you do get 2 free general admission tickets. So they get to come at no cost if they want to attend with it. But outside of that, Amanda posted the link here into the chat that you guys can come and see us. And it's going to be a whole vibe. Take the weekend away, come to the beach and spend it with us, and also learn how to make money. We're going to have Airbnb there, speakers on Airbnb, private lenders there, title companies, real estate attorneys, all kinds of things, so that you're there, probate attorneys. I mean, it's amazing. It's going to be so fun. So I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot of you ladies there. You don't want to miss it. You will regret it. The hotel you get a link as soon as you book is 169 a night. Tell me where you can stay on the beach in a big city for 169 a night. I mean, we have an amazing group rate for it, and it's fun. So, wanted to talk about that. Now let's get into the raffle here. I'm going to pull it up. So this is a raffle of the week. For those of you that do not know how to enter into the raffle, it's you have to get into our Facebook group. So if you research the group Real Estate Investing Women, we pop up, fill out the questions and get in there. And if you're already in the group, how you win this raffle is you have to just comment, and the person that comments the most within the last week gets this raffle. So it's really, we're just trying to build a community, make it fun. We have a very active group. Everyone loves the group. And so I wanted to raffle this off. So what we are raffling is this book on how to write a business plan with no experience. This is great for people that are, struggling with a business plan, building a business, even already made investors still sometimes don't even have business plans in place. And then a consultation with Jay Butler. He is our asset protection manager on helping you build your business entity. So this is great. How you claim this is you have 1 week. So by the time of the live of next week, you have to come in. Laura, I'm going to mute you. You have to come in and just claim this by emailing Amanda, which means you also have to watch this live. So I do not know if she's on, but Amanda sent me the winner this morning. This was our most active. So we're super excited. And the winner is Anna Killian. So Anna Killian, congratulations. You are the winner of this amazing fun deal. So you have 1 week to claim it, and everyone's probably super excited. This was really, really popular in there. Everyone was saying they wanted this raffle. So I thought that would be pretty cool. Okay, Laura, we want to close out?
Sure.
Yes, this video is available to rewatch. It will stay in the group and on all of the social media platforms it's streaming on.
Okay. Am I still muted? No?
No,
Okay.
you're not.
Great. Well, does anybody have any questions about the private money aspect?
There was one that says, "What are some areas to find that lend asset based?"
How to find the land asset base? You have to ask. When you contact private lenders, ask them if they're asset-based lenders. Okay. The best way to get a list of institutional private lenders is honestly word of mouth and talking to going to different type of RIA meetings, Facebook groups, LinkedIn, that type of thing. And you can literally go on LinkedIn and Google asset-based lenders. Okay. So, but yeah, those are some of the resources.
That was the only question. We'll take one more question. It just came through. If you have a property, can you lend against it?
Yes. Yeah, if you own a property, you can borrow against it. I assume she asked borrow more than lend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, we have this retreat coming up. It's going to be fun. I'm telling you guys don't want to miss it. We have people coming from Washington, California, Michigan, New York, Missouri, Illinois, Arizona. I mean, they're coming from all over. This is worth traveling for. I have never seen a retreat, and I've been to a lot that gives as much information as they do to even the general public as we do. If you are serious about real estate, I really recommend that you come to this, take the weekend, put the time in, and enjoy that. And you're learning from a bunch of amazing people that actually walk the talk, that still invest and are teaching you what they're doing, and they're sharing how they do it. Awesome. All right, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. And stay tuned because we have a lot of exciting things happening in the group.
Great. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.